Hello and welcome to Top of Mind with Ann and Rachel. My name is Rachel Prophet. My pronouns are she, her. I'm a white woman with long red hair. That is down today. I'm wearing a gray t-shirt and I'm in my office as usual with my epic sticker wall behind me. And I do have my rose-colored glasses on today. And I am joined today by Ann Krupke as usual. Ann, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Ann Krupke. I'm a senior fast track solution architect at Microsoft. My pronouns are she, her. I am a white woman with brown and purple hair, which is pulled up in a bun today. I'm wearing a white and blue sweater, and I'm coming to you from my home office.
We have a very special guest today. We're so excited that he was able to join us all the way from France, is my understanding. So, Matthew, do you want to introduce yourself to our viewers?
Yeah, so I'm Mathieu Binaisse. As you say, I'm French white man with blonde hair and blue eyes and blue t-shirt today. I'm fast track solution architect too. So I'm
Awesome. So, here on Top of Mind, we like to talk about whatever is top of mind. So, we have to ask Matthew, what is top of mind for you today?
yeah, my top of mind today is I will just say I want to speak about pricing management. So we've introduced a new feature in public preview 1 month ago and I want to discuss about these topics because it's very an exciting feature that can give some more discount capability, pricing capabilities, so and cover a lot of topics on these new features.
So, can you start with why this is such a big deal? Like, what's the difference between this and what we currently have in the system from a pricing perspective?
So, yeah, so from now in the past we have just I would say trade agreements, simple discounts, multi-line discount, and total discount, and you can only set up for specific record, group of record on all records. And now with the new pricing engine, so you have new capabilities on discount. Now you have the same capabilities at the commerce discount. So you have mix and match, threshold, all the capabilities that we have in the commerce module, but it's now applying to supply chain. And we also introduce a very new cool feature. It's about attributes. So now you can set up some attribute on the customer side, on product side, on sales order, either online, and you can define some attributes that you can use. And I will show you in a second.
And just to clarify, this is only sales pricing and not functionality for purchase pricing?
Yeah, it's only for I would say sales and marketing.
Gotcha.
So we don't have brought this feature on procurement. We are just using for sales and marketing.
Yeah, so that's still a really big improvement, right? Because before, like you're saying, it was pretty simple in terms of what we offered, and now there's a lot more that you get with that. So that's pretty cool to hear.
Yeah. So perhaps I can show you, which would be a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'd love to see a demo.
let's see it. I'll add your
Okay.
screen into the stream.
So let's start. So I will start to show you the product. So I will go to my product. So I have set up two products for this demonstration. So
Look
here
at
you
that.
can,
You even made special products just for us.
yeah, just for you.
Oh,
Wow,
Just
we
for
feel
today.
so special.
So on this product, so I have defined some information, classical, but I have defined just, I would say, a price. I would say sales price here. Here, and I can define also some attributes. So here, to define some attributes, you have to define first the product hierarchy.
And these are the same product attributes that we've always been using if you are familiar with commerce. Is that correct? Or are they different attributes?
Yeah, this is the same.
Okay.
Exactly the feature.
cool.
So here I define some product attributes. So just simple one. So it's a brand, but you can define several attributes here.
Okay.
And you can also use some other attributes. So if I want to use, for example, I don't know, item model group or other information, I can also use it. So now if we jump to the setup, because the most important
I have a
Yeah.
question. I think you said, and I could be wrong, but did you say that you can also put attributes on customers as well?
Yeah, but you don't have the same attributes. You can only use attributes that are in the customer form.
Okay, so just like the existing data fields, there's no new like
No
customer
new-
attribute functionality.
We have
Got
one. Yeah, we have just one on the sales order header. We have had one attribute on the sales order header that can allow us to have, I'll say, multiple price trees. So I will explain to you this concept. So we can define the component code. So it will define if you are applying price, how you apply price, if it's standard price or it's coming from the purchase or standard cost. And after you apply some margin component, the discount and rebates and so on. But you have one, I would say one tree, but you can define several trees. So in case, for example, if you have order coming from the website and order coming from EDI,
Mm-hmm.
you can have separate pricing structure between that.
Okay.
So let's.
And is that using the field? There's like a field on the order that says like order origin or something along those lines. Sales origin.
Exactly.
Is that what that's looking at?
Exactly. So on top
Awesome.
of this
Okay.
order, you can define an attribute, and you can say it's coming from an EDI or it's coming from the web service.
Okay. And this is an entirely new module, pricing management. This is what comes when you enable the new feature.
Exactly. So you have a new completely module for that.
So that's important to note. Like, so you have to enable this feature in feature management in order for this module to show up.
Exactly. Other than
But
that,
you don't have to buy something new, right? It's part of your regular licensing.
Right.
Exactly.
Now, when you enable this, does that mean that trade agreements will stop working?
It's not stop
Or
working.
if you have trade agreements, will they continue to work?
We have some trade agreement would work, but some of parts, for example, rebate management doesn't work at this stage. Okay. So part of that doesn't work. So, but in the future, we plan to help our customer to migrate from the old pricing engine to the new pricing engine. So it's on our roadmap. Okay.
Got it.
So now we are start to build, I would say, some new features. So for example, will come soon the workspace, because at this stage we don't have any workspace. We also plan to add quotation, because from now it's just for sales order and not for quotation. So it will show big steps. And after that, we have some other topics on the roadmap, like more BI and analytics data, some help to customer to migrate from the old system to the new system. So we are working on these topics for now.
Got it.
So here, this is a price component code setup. So here you define which type of sales agreement, margin, or type of discount you want to apply in this structure. Okay. And if I click on the wrong screen, and here you can also define the same thing, but for several price trees. So in this case, I will just want one price tree. Yeah. But you can define several price trees. Now, if we could go.
So what does the tree do?
So the tree helps you, for example, if I don't want to apply loyalty promotion for one special type of order, I can exclude them.
Okay, so like the price components, this is like the total list of components that could make up a price. And then the price tree says for this particular type of order or product, this is the set of components that are used.
It's for type of order, just only for the
type of order. Okay.
Got it.
But yeah, I've just set up just one price tree. So if we go now to a price component code. So price component code helps you to define the type of the discount. For example, here it's discount, and how you will apply some group. So I will come back on the group just after.
Okay.
And take this one. It will be, we have more information. So here it's a margin component, and I can say it's apply for group all headers and all lines. And here you define the attributes that you want to use. So if we go a little bit deeper, here you can see, for example, we use customer account, customer group, sales group, segment, and header mode delivery. Okay, so it will be the filters that we can apply in the margin component code. So let's go on the next one, on the line. So here we are on the product level. So here we have our item. We are brown and the categories. So the brown is the attribute that I have set up just before. I'm going to show you just before. So now how it will apply. So I will go back to my margin here. I will create a new one. Margin doesn't matter the name. So here the first thing you have to define which component code. So for example, here we have defined margin price adjustment, and it's the only one that is in this tree. So if I use this one, it will not apply to my product. So I will choose this one. And here you can find on the header a combination. So I can select group, select my price group. And here I can use, for example, for segment and so on. Okay. So I will not use it. I want to use for all pricing, but I want just to add some margin components for the line. And I will say I just want to have for my brand techwear, if I will remember, but we'll see. No, it's lightwear. Lose it. Okay. Why it doesn't appear?
I thought it was techwear.
I thought it was techwear.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, it's techwear. And you can see here my item.
Yeah.
I can exclude some of them. I don't want to do it. But... So here it will apply for this group with this filter on all techwear items. I just want to switch to add a percentage. So I can add percentage on amount here. So it's a percentage of margin.
So does that mean basically there's a lot more things that you can set up and tell it how to calculate a price? Does that mean every time I create a sales order and enter a line, it's dynamically calculating the price instead of
exactly
kind of putting? Okay.
So okay, we have we have several options. So first we have the base price, I would say. So base price can come from the sales trade agreement, coming from the price on the product, and we have also other option to with the, I would say here with base price version and vendor price list. So we can here use standard cost calculation, so we can define standard cost and calculate a price based on that, or it can come from a vendor list.
Okay.
So now,
I'm just to kind of close the thought. If you were using an e-commerce website, for example, and you said, I want to have all of my prices mastered in the pricing management module, is it possible for the e-com tool to call out for what the price should be?
Yeah, we can use, we have exposed an API to expose the price to external system. We use commerce scale unit to expose the price at this stage.
Okay,
so
cool.
you can make a call, and we have some standard functionality to do that. And awesome. I can put some link later on.
And so that would work at like a point of sale too, right?
Yeah,
exactly. That commerce scale unit can connect to a point of sale or an e-commerce website.
Yeah. The only, I don't remember the names on the retail site. I think it's a group, it's a channel group, or I don't remember the name of these attributes. We don't support at this stage. I should find this information somewhere. So now
I have a question, like in terms of like pricing components or like the new pricing engine, like can it handle like the translation to different currencies? And then like what about the concept of like smart rounding, where like I want to set it up with my base price in one currency and then be able to translate that to all the other currencies I might sell the item in, but I don't want it to be like $10.67. I want it to like round up to be like $10.99 or something like that.
I think
does it do that? Like, because I know trade agreements had smart rounding, but I'm curious if this has that or if that's on the roadmap.
It's a very good discussion. We have already talked about these topics with Prodigo, but at this stage, no.
Okay.
But I think it would be very good in the future to have this functionality also, to have some smart rounding and to have generic currency, and after to move from another currency. But at this stage, no.
Yeah. So if you do sell
well, you never
items
get
in multiple
100% of the
currencies,
features in a preview anyway.
yeah. So if you do sell items in like multiple currencies, then you just have to like set it up.
Yeah. Like
in
pretty
each currency that you sell it in.
Yeah. Like we do for trade agreements now. So
yeah.
Okay.
So here I have also a new cool feature, the price simulator. So you can define all the information, for example, your customer, your catalog, your site, your affiliation, your loyalty tiers if you want. So here I just want to select customer. This one. And here you can see that I have defined a price of $100. Okay, let me add some column. It will be easier to see. So here you can see that the price is $110, but I have defined this item just 100. And if we come back, here we can see, oh no, just let me see. We can see our margin component. Okay, so it's coming from this one. And the other cool stuff that I have here, I have included disable discount or disable margin. So I have not posted my margin at this stage. So just in, say, template mode. So we can make some simulation and do some tests before enable your promotion.
So you can kind of figure out that the structure is giving you the result you would expect to see.
Exactly.
We had a question come in from Alan. He asked, how is the new price management working in a situation where you would, until now, use affiliations, price group, and mix and match prices in Commerce 365?
Yes, the limitation is on the price group at this stage. No, you have a good point, Alan. So it's coming from the price group. So either we use, I would say, SM pricing engine, or either we use commerce pricing engine. We can use both because we have some limitation, for example, like price group.
Sorry, I think you were a little quiet there. You're saying we wouldn't use both together. You would use one or the other, commerce or this pricing management solution. Okay.
Got it. So instead of, like, we don't have a concept of price groups.
Well, we did in trade agreement
pricing engine. Is that what you're saying, Matthew?
No, you don't have the price group from the.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay, and now so you can make some simulation, and now if we go to the discounts, you have all the same discounts that we have in the old system, and you can also use coupons, free item, and so on. And you have some other feature like fund, so we can control also the discount by fund. So you can either define here on the discount some limits. So I want to say $100 this discount, or you can also define some fund where you can define a total budget for all the promotion, and when you cross this budget, it will stop the promotion.
Okay. And like this is pretty great in general, and I think that the big difference between this and what is available in commerce is that there are plenty of people who just use Dynamics supply chain management who don't use commerce, who needed the more robust, and before you had to adopt commerce, even if all you wanted out of it was pricing, right? So that's kind of what's nice and special about the fact that we've added this just for supply chain is you're no longer chained to using commerce if that was the only thing you needed.
Yeah, exactly. In the past, you have to use commerce and I forgot the name again. Sorry. Call centers.
Call center. Yeah, you had to use the calls, and that's a lot more restrictive in terms of the kinds of sales orders you can enter and like the approval process. So
exactly,
not having to set up any of the extra stuff and just get the pricing is really nice.
Yeah. And it's not mandatory. You can use standard sales order to do that. So it's very nice. And you also do some improvement on other features, simple feature like charges. For example, charges, for sure, you can have some attribute like all that I have shown just previously, but we have also introduced dates on the charges. So now you can define some dates and to dates.
Oh, that's really nice. Because like before, I mean, I know like plenty of customers I've worked with will have a freight charge or a minimum order charge or all these different things. And if you ever need to change it, you have to go in exactly when you want it to change and update it. There's no kind of version control or update every year.
Yeah,
like
it's very,
agreement has. Yeah.
I would say it's a very simple feature, but it's very nice also. It's very useful.
Yes. Yeah, that's awesome.
Now, I wonder on the commerce question though, like, so like if you have a multi-site setup, like, can you set up like can prices apply to multiple sites?
You can apply the site and the warehouse, so it's
Yeah.
not. Yeah, so it will work.
So you're not making a price group. So like, I guess if you wanted to use this in a commerce environment, that's the way you would do it, because each store is set up as its own site and warehouse. So perhaps, Alan, right, if you wanted to leverage this, if you were like in a mixed environment with commerce and non-commerce orders and you didn't want to use the call center, you'd probably look to use the site filters, perhaps to get the same basic functionality as what you would have done with a price group before.
Yes, I think this is a good way to use it, because you can use the warehouse, because the warehouse is defaulting on the POS and the call centers, and also from the website, so on all retail channels. So I think this is the best way to use this functionality. Yes.
Yeah. Well, and I think you said too that there's like other, like the origin, right? So like if that origin field is coming from like an e-commerce site, you could filter those out, versus if the origin was coming from a store versus if it was coming from EDI, etc. Like you'd be able to kind of separate out as well, based on like other fields. So I think it's just like you have a lot more flexibility in the fields. You just don't have the price group field anymore, but perhaps like you probably could achieve the same thing with other fields that we have between the items and the sales order itself, like the site and warehouse and so on.
So here, for example, I can
like they're okay. So there's one for the channel types,
and I've created an attribute channel price that you can set up on your sales order right now. I have not tried. Perhaps I can try to open it. Let's see.
Yeah, no worries if the demo breaks any point.
I know we're just kind of putting you on the spot here. With like,
I'm not afraid to break my environment.
So what if, like, I guess one of the nice things about the simplicity of sales trade agreements is that if you had a customer who said, hey, I want you to send me our current price list, then you could just export the trade agreement to Excel and send it, and they could see every single product that they buy from you, like what the price is. Is there a way to do that? I know you have a simulation where you could look up a product and a combination of attributes and see what the price would end up being. Is there a way to kind of produce a report for a customer to show them what their current price list with you is?
We have a price report, yes.
Okay, cool.
So we have a price report that show you all the price. So I think we have to do some improvement. To be honest on this part, I think we have to do some improvement for sure.
Okay.
We had another question come in from Brenda asking, are intercompany orders supported?
Yeah, sure. I've not, frankly, Brenda, I've not tested, but it's sure it's working, because it's just coming. It's update the sales order line. So I don't see why it will not work. So
well, sometimes, actually, a lot of the time, it's the intercompany purchase order that's created before the sales order. So you just need to probably be thinking about having your intercompany parameters set up so that the sales order is the price master, essentially.
Yeah.
But that's a good question.
Great question.
Yeah, very good. We don't think to test all the scenarios for sure. And here, for example, you can say it's online, standard, or DI. So we can also add some attribute here to say it's coming from, take some example from Houston and from Seattle. It's possible.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be interesting too, because you could say like this coupon is only available online and not in stores, so somebody couldn't use a certain offer or discount like in the wrong channel.
Right.
Cool.
So I think on the demo I'm pretty finished. I can show you some discount, but I think you know the commerce discount, so I think it's not very relevant at this stage.
And I know that you did, you've done a tech talk. So let's talk about, I think instead of doing any more demo, let's talk about kind of resources, how people can learn more, because there's a lot to this, right? So you guys did a tech talk a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we have done a tech talk 2 weeks ago where we present all the, I would say, general feature of the new pricing engine. And we talk about all the discount, the pricing tree, the connection, the architecture, and all this information. And also, if you want,
the recording for that's not available.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yet,
we do have a new community site.
It will be available
very soon.
Yes, I hope
on the YouTube channel. Yeah, so it should be up in the next couple of days. We hope, right?
Yeah, we hope that it will be available in a couple of days. But if you want some more information, you can also go to our Yammer community, where we have done a lot of, I would say, short videos. So it's explaining all the concepts of the pricing management features. So,
and I know that the link on the screen right now is not something I expect you guys to type out letter for letter, but we also linked to the Yammer group specifically for this new service in the comments on our LinkedIn live. So if you look at the comment that the Top of Mind account made, you should be able to find a link to the Yammer group there.
And because I would say on the Tech Talk, we just do a high-level presentation, but if you go on the Yammer group, you have some, say, more detailed information on these topics. And we also write a blog.
It seems like there's a lot to explore and learn here for our viewers. So we might have to have you come back in like a month or two after people have had a chance to play around with it, and they can come bring like 4,000 more questions for you.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. You can explore, I think we have just built 15 videos at this stage of 15 minutes. So
wow.
Long, yeah. It was a lot of work, but it was very interesting because we can go deeper. But I think now we have to have some feedback from customer and partner to also make some new tests like intercompany, for example, for today. So
let's talk about that real quick. So it's been in public preview since 10.0.33, is that correct?
Yes, it's correct.
Is there a GA date that is currently planned, or are they waiting for enough feedback from customers before they make a decision?
The target at this stage is to be GA next year.
Okay.
Next year. I don't know when next year, but it will be next year.
Okay, good. Well, it's a kind of a double-edged thing, right? You don't want people going live on preview features, but you want it to be in preview until enough people have tested it that they can tell you it's good, and you can kind of commit the code.
We work already with some customers that are working on this feature. So,
okay.
And we try to improve the solution every day. And we give
good.
feedback to the project group on these topics.
Speaking of things that could be an issue, what's the performance look like for people using pricing management?
Yeah, it's a very good topic because we have encountered some performance issue. And for example, we did some improvement in 10.34 already, but for sure at the beginning you don't have to, I would say, use 10 attributes on header and online. So because you can imagine if you have to cross-filter all this information, it will take a long time. So I think one of the main advice is you want to start to use it, just keep it simple at the beginning. And for sure, we are now looking with some of our customers to improve the performance and to see when we have a lot of, I would say, trade agreement and discount and so on, how it will be performed. So, but for sure, it's one of our main focus at this stage also.
Awesome. Well, I think that does it for us on time today. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Matthew, for joining us. I learned a lot about the new pricing management solution.
Same here.
And me too, also, because you have some great questions and very challenging questions. So it's very good.
We've never told you we were going to take it easy on you, did we?
No. Not an issue. No, but you have to thought about all this topic, and it's very interesting. So, very good
Awesome.
from my side also.
Well, thank you, Matthew, for joining us. And thank you to all of our viewers for joining us today on Top of Mind with Ann and Rachel. And we'll see you next time.
See you. Bye. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.